Sahil came to Aarohi long back. So, and possibly he'll start his story even before he came to Aarohi when he shares. But what I wanted to share was, the how I relate or remember Sahil. He's always doing. That's for me, Sahil. He's always doing something. If he's not doing X, he's doing Y. If he's not doing Y, Z, and whatever he does with some kind of a drive to do without really bothering about anything else. And the other thing which I really liked about Sahil was that how he would, in a very subtle way, care for everybody around him. So these two things I've kind of I would say I would like them to rub on to me, other way around. Yeah. So go ahead, Sahil. First, share a little of your story, and then we can all have interaction with you.
Sure. Thanks, Ratan. So I'll start probably from my conventional schooling time. So throughout my school journey, it was never that interesting or easy for me. So back of my mind, like it always wasn't like never felt like the right thing for me, or I never could fit into the conventional schooling thing, as in uh, some or the other where I could never just sit in a class. So that's how this whole problem of sitting down and studying and sitting started. Then my parents started looking for other options, as in what are the other things I can do and things. That's when we got to know about Aarohi through a family friend, and then we had attended a summer camp, and from there I joined Aarohi.
How old were you at that time?
I was I had just turned 15.
Okay.
When I joined Aarohi. So yeah, so probably I did till my 8th grade of schooling, and 1 week of 9th grade, and that was last of normal schooling for me. And since then, it's been a very adventurous, interesting journey throughout. As in, from ROE, initially, when I joined, I wasn't sure what the whole thing was about, because it was a new environment for me and a complete new change. There was, because I was used to like 8 o'clock, school bell rings, I'm in class. Okay, then first subject, second subject, and then another bell, you're out. So here, I am supposed to decide what I am supposed to do, and it was a whole new change for me in terms of how the whole ecosystem in ROE worked and how everyone is over there. It's not like one person in school tells you what to do and you do that. So then the whole change took a little time for me. That is when where it could like help me in terms of this change helped me in a way that I could understand myself, where what I actually wanted to do only I had to do there. Apart from somebody else telling me to do something and me doing that. So that whole thing took a lot of time. Then when in particularly talking about ROE, when I say like how where I've reached right now is probably because of ROE, because my interest and passion for photography developed from ROE. Because over there I could literally like focus more on photography. I was given more options in terms of opportunities. I could say I could attend some wildlife uh, uh, photography courses, and through that again my networking through that and kept becoming better and things. So that process was I didn't actually, I kind of skipped a bit in between. So if I break down the thing in my journey in ROE was so initially there was a bit of confusion and stuff, as in the change, and then uh, when it's self-directed, uh, so that change, you making decision for yourself is a lot of responsibility in general. So, well, how you use it up is also an interesting thing. Uh, and then, what do I say? So then, like from ROE, this thing, then after a point of time, I uh, started working with some photographers when I left ROE. That's when I thought I'll start going in that stream line. Then about a year or two, I was working with few photographers. Then I started freelancing on my own. I was about 17 years old by then, and that's when I started like freelancing on my own and getting few projects here and then. And so then after that, I started working with advertising firm. I got into the company as a photographer. Well, then COVID happened. Then that's when I picked up graphic designing. And then since then, I was there with that company for about a year. Then 2021, I decided to start my own firm. I started a digital marketing and advertising firm and a web developer. And till date, that's happening. And I kind of
Now,
so
you also want to share about your love for motor cars and bikes and anything that moves on wheels, and how you have also gone deep into that and what all you've done there also, apart from
so
apart from
pardon, I
advertising.
didn't get you.
I'm saying apart from the advertising part, which is obviously you have turned it into a profession with your
Yeah.
organization, how you have also looked at the other sport. You were into rally sports and all of that, and the motor car industry. Yeah.
So thing with cars and bikes has always been a passion, or actually more than passion, obsession towards me. Because from the time I was born, I was really obsessed with cars and bikes in general. Then I like some random. I had a one point of time. I every week something I used to do in Ratnesh's car in campus. Something I'll have to do, push it down from the top, then fix something on the battery, do that, do this. That is all every week, at least once that would be there. Then every weekend also randomly something on the cars I used to do. Then I started taking my friends' parents' old vehicles and started restoring. So then that became like a obsession because a non-running thing when you get it running. That's a very interesting thing what I picked up then, because it'll be in like pieces of metal, non-running, which is like people would call it scraps, but then when you get it running, that's a whole different thing. Then I've been till like recent, I've been building bikes nowadays. Yeah, so that's been happening. Then motorsports, I got into through photography. My the person who I was reporting to realized that I was more obsessed with cars. So he put me onto the motorsports thing, and I was asked to organize a rally in Kerala. Yeah. Yeah. So
Okay. Okay. Do you want to share more, or do you want people to ask you questions?
I think people can ask me.
Okay. So they're opening up to everybody to ask or, yeah, chit chat with Sahil. Um, Yeah, what he has not really dwelled on too much is that he has always been trying to experience things hands on. So even when he was interested in photography, when he was with Aarohi, he would keep on looking for, can I go and click that auntie's restaurant menu, or that person, I will keep on hearing these stories. He will keep on telling me I did this portfolio for her. So all those, the live projects which we were talking about in CoVersity, I think that's what he was doing kind of on his own. obviously with support of his CoVersity, his friends, relatives, and so on, all supporting him with leads. And then he would. So I think that snowballed into more and more photographers seeing him, connecting with him, and then liking him, being a kind of an assiduous student of theirs or apprentice of theirs. And I think that's where it all kind of picked up. That's how I've observed his journey. So this whole thing about, let me just go out and do something with it, right? And then just not just hold on to in terms of I'm learning this, but no, I'm doing it. And I keep telling Sahil and other likes of Sahil, whom we have observed, that you guys are the real inspiration behind CoVersity, because we have seen you guys just do work, and work comes more and you do more. And even just last week when I was chatting with him, he's saying, I have some projects in Dubai, so I'm now going there and more to learn. So he's only thinking about how can I learn more by just doing more work out there in the world. So that's amazing, Sahil. I just wanted to add that because you didn't add that.
And I missed out on that.
Sure, no problem. Yeah. So others, yeah, you can go ahead, ask him, talk to him. Yeah.
Hi Sahil,
I,
I'm Hari from Hyderabad.
okay.
I did 10th in NIOS.
Okay.
So now I'm preparing for 12th. Even I'm also doing video editing in Hyderabad.
Okay.
So can you tell me how did you started this all?
Started what? I didn't get you.
No. How did you started about photography? This thing, I didn't hear what were you speaking to Ratnesh.
Maybe he wants you to share how you not just started the photography, but also got on to the advertising and social media and all that, website designing, and how did you kind of move ahead in that journey?
Yeah. I'm asking that one only.
Sure, Hari.
So I started getting into photography as just like a hobby when I used to just take my father's camera and just go around taking pictures around my apartment at probably the
Oh,
age of 12, 13. And when I seriously started picking up this more than just a hobby was when I was probably 16.
okay.
And because I used to carry my camera everywhere and going around. So then I used to go cycling too then. So that circle of friends used to have some businesses and they kept asking me if I want to come shoot for them. So any projects here and there, like one of another Aarohi child's parents had a company. I used to go shoot for them. And my friend had another restaurant. I used to shoot for them. And any one used to ask me like if I want to shoot, I would just be like, yeah, and I'll go. So then I kept shooting. Then when I realized like, okay, I've been doing this for a while. Then what's like the next thing? That's when I kept exploring more options in photography. So I started off with just commercial product photography, as in food and products. Then from that, because my all-time favorite was cars and bikes, then moved on to automotive.
Same, even I'm also favorite of cars and motorcycles like you only.
Okay.
I I am a big fan of Yamaha RX 100.
Oh, nice.
I guess you heard about that bike.
Yeah.
It all started in the year 2010.
Okay.
Back in the day, I didn't even know what's the difference between a two-stroke engine and a four-stroke engine back then.
Okay.
So one thing to say, every time when we used to pick our mom from the office, me and my dad, we both used to go on the bike in the
Okay.
in the high tech city highways. And I was a very small child, and I used to sleep on the tank. And
Okay,
I heard it.
hurry, pause. I
Yeah.
know you're very excited.
Yeah.
You two bike buddies getting together.
Yeah.
Maybe you can connect with Sahil offline and have a chit chat with him and connect with him. Right now, let's just, Sahil. So do little tell about, okay, so this was photography, and then how did it get converted into, as in, how did you learn about, let's say, advertising, website designing, graphic designing? What was your journey there?
So when I this adventure sports and motorsports company I worked with. So that's where the seed for this graphic designing was planted, because I was kind of overloaded with work over there, in a way that just to save up time on coordination, I used to, because I knew basic Photoshop back then, I used to be like, I'll design posters. So I started off like that. And then any small creatives for any of my friends or anyone, I used to do a basic poster or any leaflet in such. Then I can only thank COVID for this, where a photography job which was offered in an advertising firm, because of the COVID restriction, no physical shoots were allowed. Then he kept, during the lockdown, I was talking to my boss. Then he's like, he got to know me better, and he's like, then you should start graphic designing. So then he put me onto that team, where I was working with them for a few months, about 4 5 months with that team. That's where I picked up this social media marketing, because I was handling 3 companies' Instagram handles. So I used to design posters for them and then post them, and learned about a little bit of ads and promotions through that. And after that, then it started getting a bit stagnant in that company, where that's all the work was offered. That is when I decided to move back to Kerala, and then I started my own firm. So before I started that, me and a friend of mine used to just freelance and uh, make posters or certificates for colleges, just basic work like that. Then we thought we'll just start off with digital marketing, Facebook and Instagram, and we started off like that. Uh, yeah, so that's more of like the journey to from graphic designing to advertising in general.
It was all learning on the job.
Very true.
Don't worry, we all learn the same way. Whether we go anywhere or do any course, we still really learn on the job.
Yogi is asking, how are you welcomed as an open learner in the real world?
1 second. Yeah. Uh, Honestly, this real world thing hasn't actually made any difference. As in, it's more or less like a perspective, I would say, or how you see world actually, probably. Because I have till date actually not faced any difference from what I've been doing, or any of my other same age group, I would say, is doing. It's just that I kind of started working from a slightly younger age. So I would just consider that as, I've just, like how you fast forward a scene in a movie. So I've just reached there. So I have honestly, so because of that, I have right now, my friend circle is a little more of a older age than me. That's like the only difference, I would say. But if you've noticed, like, if your question is like not a conventional part of, like, if I've not completed my 10th or 12th is the thing, till date I have not experienced any issues with that actually.
Maybe she's also wanting to know, you have clients, you have people, have they asked you, oh, you are just an open learner, you haven't done 10, 12, no college, is there, or has your work only been the main thing? Yeah, that I guess
With my clients, the problem I have is, so when I am meeting them, the clients are always like, most of the clients I've been meeting is either startups or really old companies who lacks the digital presence. So when they meet me, I started my company when I was just 20 years old. So then the first half an hour, I'll have to they'll still be in a shock that I'm just 20 and I've started my own thing, and then I'll have to explain how the whole thing. So the first half an hour to 45 minutes will go on how I've started my whole thing. Then after that, only work starts. So that's probably the only problem I face. But apart from that, I don't find any other issues or problems with this.
But do they like that you have done it this way, or do they say no, why didn't you? I mean, they kind of is there any negative in terms of that you have not done all of that? And
So till date, I haven't faced any negative side of this though, because everyone's just it takes time for them to process it. They're like, so wait, so you went 1 week of ninth, then nothing. So and after that, I'll be talking, and then they'll just jump back to the part where, so 1 week of ninth and you've started your own company. Then I was like, so he's like, they'll be like surprised. You don't need your 10th grade? Like, no, I haven't faced any. Then he's like, do you have a driver's license? Out of the blue. I'm like, yeah. He's like, don't you need a 10th grade for that? And he's like, do you have a passport? I'm like, yeah. Don't you need a 10th for that? I'm like, no. So all these is just probably perception. I have never really faced an issue without a 10.
yeah. Yogi, did we kind of answer your question? Yeah, okay, she's saying thank you. Okay, I think Sujay also wanted to ask something.
Yeah, Sahil, so just wanted to ask you, like, your company currently, what kind of things you are doing for your clients? What are the activities that you are doing, and are you alone, or you already have, let's say, friends as a network together, as a part of organization?
Sorry, I didn't get the last part. Your voice kind of got.
Okay, so what I said is, your company currently, what kind of what kind of work that you all are doing, and whether it's you alone or you have, let's say, your friends together and you all together came and form a company.
So I'll tell you how it started. So it was just me and one of my friend who just started as designing posters in general, and then when we started doing social media marketing, that's the second services we started. That was just Instagram and Facebook. Then we moved to website development as well. My partner, he develops websites. So then, because I used to do photography as a separate entity earlier, then I incorporated that into the firm. So then I used to handle the entire photography side, and he used to do the website development. And in both of us together, used to handle social media of other companies. Then when clientele started increasing, I started hiring people. Like I had 3 designers and one content writer and some more people. But then the second lockdown happened in 2021. So that and then containment zone, and it was not very clear what the situation was. So then I kind of made all of them into a chain of freelancers. So they are free to work with other companies. So they were under contract in my company. So every time there's a project, they'll just use to report. So we were right now we're a team of 15 people right now. So
Excellent.
that's how.
And also do tell how old you are, because you keep saying as if 20 was like many years ago.
Yeah, I'm just turning 23 next week. So
He's born 2000s.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, very, very good, Sahil, and all the best to you and your team for the future work. And
Thank you.
just one follow-up question I will do to the first one is, so what kind of other things that you guys have in mind, like where you want to take this company? Like, is anything in the mind as of now?
So right now, just to say, like the services we provide is we have web development, social media marketing, SEO, search engine optimization, then branding, photography, videography, and so complete a digital analysis also we do for companies. So right now, this is the services we provide. So so this year we have decided, we thought there's no stop for learning, as what Ratnesh also mentioned. So this year I'm like kind of relocating to Dubai, and my partner is off to UK. So he's come from a very conventional path. He has completed his 10th, his 12th, and then his BCom, and now he's going to do a MBA. So he's doing that, and I come from a, so he's like a railed train going in every stations. I'm like a derailed train going through my own path. We are reaching the same. We meet at the same stations, but yeah. So yeah. So this year we thought we'll explore more. So we're like kind of reducing our clientele for now, so that we thought we can travel a bit and learn more on the way. So that's why I'm off to Dubai and he's off to UK.
Yeah, very interesting. So all the best again. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey Sahil, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I am not so good at talking as you are, so there will be a hodgepodge of things. But roughly speaking, I have a comment and then I have a question.
Sure.
I have been hearing you speak for the past half an hour or so, and I don't know how to explain this, but I can sense what Ratnesh was saying when he introduced you. You know, when he said that one of the two things was your unusual way of caring for everybody, right?
Okay.
I mean, I can sense it when you speak, the way you talk, and you know, I guess that is one of the secrets of your success. You know, with your customers,
Okay.
take half an hour just to explain to you why you're so different, and then you and that kind of patience, and I can see your demeanor. I can sense your demeanor. It's really amazing.
Thank you.
It is sort of an empath. I don't know how to explain this. I'm not good at this. The question I had is, uh, now you are obviously 23 but super successful. I have no doubts about what you feel today, but I want to ask you that during this journey, since you were going like this derailed train, and you don't know where you would reach and stuff like that, were you, were you ever, scared about financial security, what you would do in life later on? And if yes, how did you get through that?
So I would probably, yeah. So when I started working, so my first projects I started getting when I was 16. So that time I never really thought of like, though I started shooting, it never occurred to me that okay, this is my work, or I've started working. It never really struck me then, because I was at home. I used to get my meals on table. So I used to just consider whatever I used to get as income, or it's just an extra pocket money. So that time it never really struck me. But then, so that consistency through work was there throughout. So then, when I moved to Kerala, so my family was in Bangalore, and I moved to Cochin when I was 18. Only then I started finding that okay, now I'm kind of financially independent. So only then I started managing my finances in a way that okay, so I can't go all out on something, because earlier, okay, I want that, okay, I have this, if I have like $5 left back to reach home for bus, okay, I'm like, okay, I have enough money. That is probably when I started managing my finances. But this financial stability or security, yeah, it is a concern. But what is probably get me going is because only you get more work and more thing, you won't have that issue. So that's probably one thing which is driven me. So yeah,
Yeah,
because I've been like constantly been working from 18, like independently. So from 18 I've been independent in financially, because I've been in a different city altogether. So this Financial stability, yeah, it is a concern, but isn't that a concern for everyone though?